Alright guys, welcome back. You know what we are going to do today? We are going to predict the next pack, the August pack, which might be once again a very big one, but maybe not, we will see. So firstly, we are going to take a look at some of the core sets that we are currently on, Crossover Breakers being the main one, Supreme Darkness. Then we're also going to take a look at Mace of the Master set that we have not yet taken a look at, and then also Alliance Insight, also very interesting for Maliss. But let's start here with Crossover Breakers. We have finally received one of the big Crossover Breakers archetype in Maliss. Obviously, we have already received the Ryzeal archetype, so that's obviously the big talking point. You knew this were coming. We are talking about Ryzeal first, because Ryzeal could have also theoretically come in this pack, maybe first wave Ryzeal, first wave Maliss, but we have received first and second wave Maliss. And now the big question is, do we get Ryzeal in the August pack, which basically would mean, do we get Ryzeal for the World Championship in Master Duel, which is end of August? And yeah, this is a tough question. I'm not quite sure how to answer this. I personally do think so, because, and this is where I'm also very interested in your opinion, let me know in the comments what you think of this, where I personally think that we will have a more fun format, also a more fun format to watch at Worlds if we get Ryzeal. Otherwise it will be very Maliss dominant, as you can see right now on the ladder. There's not even a deck coming close to the power level of Maliss in my opinion, but Ryzeal can definitely rival it. Obviously Maliss will be a bit weaker at the World Championship, because you can actually tech your deck against it, play some Lancias, but I also think that it's not that fun to look at people throwing Lancias at a Maliss player and then the other way around, Maliss building the entire long combo board and the opponent unable to break it. So this is where in the view that the viewers will enjoy the World Championship more, and obviously this is something that Konami really wants. Konami wants there to be a good World Championship that throws a good light on the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So I don't really think they will not want to release Ryzeal. So I personally think we will get Ryzeal in the August pack. From a money perspective, I also think that this makes sense. Normally we have it, and this would be a counter argument, I guess. Normally we have it where we will have a strong pack, then we will most likely have a weaker pack, and then maybe once again a stronger pack. There would obviously would have been two strong packs in a row if we also get Ryzeal now. But I think it would make sense, because there is no gem offer at the current moment in the game. People have spent a lot of money on Maliss, and they would need to invest in Ryzeal, maybe through the use of real life money investing in the game when they want all the Ryzeal cards. And obviously there are a lot of Ryzeal cards that could be very expensive. We could see something like let's call it the Maliss treatment here, Sword Ryzeal, which is the 3 of it, if nothing happens to the Ryzeals beforehand. But nothing happens to the Maliss cards, so I think we can see unhit Ryzeal. This would definitely rival unhit Maliss in terms of power. They are both very strong, so we could see triple Ryzeal Sword, triple Ryzeal Ice, triple Ryzeal X being totally crazy, then Detonator being an ultra rare, which you want 2 of, and maybe Do Drive even being an ultra rare, and then the other ones might be commons and rares and super rares and so on and so forth. So it could be a very expensive deck, and maybe you need to invest real life money if you want to get it. But we also get the new Battle Pass, which will grant us ultra rare resources. So this once again could be a counter argument against Ryzeal, but there are a lot of arguments that can be made for Ryzeal. There are some that can be made against Ryzeal. I think the strongest argument in my mind is that they want a good World Championship experience for the viewers. So this is where I think Ryzeal, or introducing Ryzeal, will definitely be better than not introducing it. But let me know in the comments what you think of this. And then we are basically done with this pack. It's over. Crossover Breakers we already have. So we will either get a Ryzeal in August, which I am assuming we will, or we will at least at latest point get it in September, which Ryzeal is the archetype that is late at this point. So this is the archetype missing that we are lacking behind basically, which is another reason why we might get it in August. And then we have Supreme Darkness here, which we have a lot of Supreme Darkness cards already. We have the Arcane Force cards. The Speedroid stuff is missing, but other than that, LZ, Argo Stars, Materiactor. We have the Shark stuff, Primate stuff. We have the Gladiator Beast stuff, the Tristaro stuff. Here's the Liberator Edo. We are missing the Milch Army Meowths. This might come out in August to battle Maliss. Then again, I'm not quite sure whether this is such a good card against Maliss, honestly. People are overhyping this a bit, I think. Other than that, we have the Evil Hero stuff. So we are basically done with Supreme Darkness here, the most important cards we have. Minus the Eclipse Twins could be very interesting in seeing whether we will get this here. because this is very good Ryzeal support. Basically enables Ryzeal to summon their boss monster twice and destroy even more cards. This is especially relevant in the Maliss mirror. It's not a mirror, but in the Maliss matchup. But other than that, we are basically through with this D10 support. We have gotten, as you can see right here, stuff like Delta of Invitation is here, the Agro Star stuff. Yeah, and at the end of Supreme Darkness, then there's like a little in-between set, which we have not yet talked about, Mace of the Master. The most important archetype being introduced here is, or it's not like an archetype, it's a support, reenactment of older cards, the Man with the Mark, this Anubis archetype, or however you want to call it, Apophis, I think it's called Apophis, which is pretty cool. They have these trap cards, which there already are a few of these trap cards, like Apophis, the Servant, that can summon this other trap card, and this other trap card can basically negate. Then you have this trap card that can destroy a card when a card is summoned. You obviously have the Rabbit that can set the statue and stuff like this, and then you have Temple of Kings, which basically allows you to activate a trap on your turn. You have this Divine Serpent Apophis. You can fusion summon this by attributing to Apophis monsters, and then you can target up to 3 Apophis traps with different names in your game and set them so you can use these Apophis traps, make them monster bodies, use them for example, this fusion summon, and then reset them. Very cool. And the Man with the Mark is basically what fits it all together. You can search this new card, the Treasure of the Kings, or is it this new card? Isn't there a new King's card? No, not really. Okay, but this is an archetype that we are currently missing and which is kind of strong. This is something we might also get in the next pack. I think if we don't get something like Ryzeal, this is something that could definitely happen. And as we scroll down further, you can see that we have already received the Galaxy Eyes support. We have already received this support here. I think all of this, because Unit Controller we have already. So you can see that we are very, very far when it comes to releases. And this is once again my point with the Ryzeal deck. Ryzeal lags behind a lot of time frames, as you could say like this. We are way further in the future basically, and Ryzeal is still the deck that we are missing, so this makes it more likely, in my opinion, that we will get it. We have the Trickster stuff already, something like, I think we also have Duke of Demise, and yeah, this is the most important Vicious Knight, I guess, Rage Golem. This is missing, I think, but yeah, this is just more like a pack filler that might come in the future. We have Earthbound Immortal Red Nova, I think, and then there are some reprints in here, and after this, yeah, we are already on Alliance Inside actually, and I think we already have received cards from Alliance Inside. Let me quickly check. There are the new Diabell monsters. Not really that much. Star Ryzeal, Maliss Marcher we have received obviously, and we have received the second wave of the Ryuge support already, but other than that I don't think we have it at the moment. No, not really, but this is then the next big thing that will happen right here, Alliance Inside, and we will see a lot of cards coming from the set within the next few months. Starting in August, I would presume. Here is, by the way, the 3 cards that will make Maliss even better. The Adignista support. If you're not aware of what this does, I will show you all of them. The most important one is backup Adignista if you control a Cybers monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, so any of the Maliss monsters, but you can also just make anybody into like a Linguribo or an Almirage. You can special summon this card from your hand. This is an extender. This is Cybers. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 Dark Cybers monster from your deck to your hand, except this one. So any of the Maliss base monsters, then discard 1 card, which might seem bad, but it's actually good, because for example, you can add a Maliss body, then discard the Maliss body, and then you can use your Marcher, or you could use a Bestial to banish this discarded Maliss card, and then you are into your Maliss play. So better backup Adignista, a very strong card that you will play thrice in the Maliss strategy. And then you also play 1 Wizard Adignista if you control a Cyber monster that was special summoned from the extra deck. You can target 1 Dark Cybers monster, one of the Maliss, for example, in your graveyard, special summon both this card in your hand and that monster in defense. Also, then you are Cybers locked, which doesn't really matter, but once again, super strong. You can also search this via the better backup Adignista, which makes this deck even better into Nibiru. It's already great into Nibiru, but you can just keep this Wizard Adignista in the back, or the backup Adignista in the back, and then if you get nipped, you just make the Link Spider, and then you can extend with these cards. They can resummon Maliss cards. You can go into the Link Freeze. These are obviously great into Lancia because they can play under Lancia. You can make, I don't know, an Appaloosa. You can make any Maliss Link 3. You can set the Banishment Trap under the Lancia, so this makes the deck even better, these two cards. And then the new Maliss, the backup boss monster, the Ignister boss monster, which I will show you in a second here. There's some new Evil support, we already have this, I think. Then the next big thing is the new Heraldic support, which is actually relevant for Ryzeal. These basically produce level 4 bodies, and if you're not aware, Ryzeal is a rank 4 level 4 deck. The new Diabellstar support in two of the coolest looking cards ever. Can I click on this? Okay, I can click on this. Quickly take a look at them. We have Diabellstar Vengeance and Diabellstar the White Witch. Let me know in the comments if you also think that these cards look amazing. Vengeance and White Witch. Okay, this is not the best picture, but you get the point. So even more support for the Diabellstar Witch archetype. And then we have the Regenesis. This is one of the new archetypes from this pack here, which is kind of cool. They can be summoned if a monster with 2/5 original attack or defense is on the field. You can special summon these from your hand. So for example, Kashtira. And then they have an effect like, for example, once per turn you can tribute this card, then target one monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand. This is a negate, for example, this is a bounce. And the cool thing is, if you use this on your opponent's turn, then they can come back to your hand in the end phase. So they are negates that you can then recycle to use them once again on your turn. Obviously, they are also very strong when it comes to the attack points. And they are, for example, level 7, level 8, which means you can also overlay them. This is what coming. Then we have the support for the Dragon Rulers, the Spectral, the Nebulous, and even more Dragon Ruler cards. New support second wave for the Agro Stars. We have the Prime Materiactor already, I think. There is Star Ryzeal, Ryzeal's second support wave, which I think we will also get together with all of the other Ryzeal cards, making the deck better because then you can search their field spell quite easily, and their field spell, as long as you have a Ryzeal XYZ with material on the field, is a monster negate, which saves you against Nibiru. Marchai we already have, the Ryuge card we already have, and then we get Cyber Dark support, not a lot, but a few cards here. The new Life Twin support, is all of the new Life Twin support in here? I'm not quite sure. If we scroll down even further, a new card called Azamina, then this Eldritch support here. Then we have Ancient Fairy Life Dragon, which you can play in Blue Eyes. This can attack in defense position. Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. You could also play this in Blue Eyes, actually. Then we have a new support for White Forest in Poplar of the White Forest. Poplar, don't you worry, this is not like Snake Eyes Poplar, not as dangerous. Here's a new Code Ignister card, or Ignitor, which is not that great. And then you have the new Dark Rulers here. No, the Dragon Rulers, sorry. The new Dragon Rulers, one of them is basically a Floodgate, but pretty hard to get it. And here is the new boss monster for the Ignister stuff, which is a very nice one. Allied Code Talker, 3+ effect monsters. You can make this on your Maliss endboard. Basically, this card is link summoned. You can special summon as many Cybers monsters with 2300 attack from your graveyard as possible to your zone, and this card points to. So your White Binder, your Red Ransom, and if you do, this card gains 500 for each. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you contribute one of your link monsters. This card points to, negate the activation. If you do, banish that card. Very strong, obviously. You negate it and you banish it, and then you can, for example, set your White Binder or send your White Binder back to the graveyard, where you can then revive the White Binder. Then she can once again banish. We have the new Evil Twin stuff, Kissy Kill Deal, which is a link 1, always strong, obviously. You can only summon Link or Evil Twin Kissy Kill Deal once per turn. You can send one Lila monster from your deck or extra to the graveyard, apply this effect this turn. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect in response to Kissy Kill or Lila's effect activation, you can draw a card. Very, very strong. Good support. You can combine this with Fiendsmith in the future. This will be cool. New RE support here, which is basically Ignister support, and then cards like the Filia Diabell, which can basically search you one of these new, let's call them boss monsters for the Diabell White Forest archetype. One of them is basically the searcher for the other one. So this one searches the other one, and this one is like a destruction on the field, basically. But obviously there are also bodies you can work with, and they have high attack points, for example. And then we scroll down even further. We have seen a lot of the new cards already. Regenesis, obviously they have spell cards, they have trap cards. Here's Maliss in the Mirror. We have this already. But you can see right now that we have not received a lot of the cards from the Alliance Insight. But this is basically the next set we are going to take a look at, or we are going to peek in. I'm assuming, by the way, there's also the, now that I see it, the Mitsurugi. Is this the second wave? This is actually the Mitsurugi's second wave, which is coming out here. So Mitsurugi also is on the horizon. If you're wondering, this is the TCG exclusive Reptile Ritual archetype, which is super strong. One of the best best TCG exclusives ever to be released, especially together with Ryzeal, super scary Ryzeal Mitsurugi, extremely strong, but I guess it's a while off until we will get this. So my prediction to come to an end here, and let me know in the comments what you think of this, is we are getting Ryzeal in August, and then I think we will most likely start with some of the stuff from Alliance Inside here, not the really strong stuff like the Elignista stuff, because this would make Maliss too strong, I guess. We might see something like the Heraldic Beast stuff, which doesn't really boost Ryzeal. It fits there, but it's okay. We might see the Regenesis archetype as the second new archetype, or maybe we will get the Dragon Ruler support. Both of these archetypes would not really shake up the meta a lot, but I think we will see Ryzeal to counterbalance Maliss a bit. But let me know in the comments what your opinion on this is. What would you like to see? What are you excited for when it comes to Alliance Insight and all the other stuff we talked about? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for being here, and we will see each other in the next one.